Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. It is Alex, and I am coming before you today. Hopefully, first thing, if you aren't subscribed to my channel, it's a fledgling channel. Get in where you can get in. Like, share, subscribe this channel. Click the notification icon so you'll be notified when I am over here messing around on my channel. Today's video, if you can see, I got my meter block in. And so I'm going to break down this thing from front to back here. I also have another cell phone here, and I'll talk about this in a minute here. First things first, the meter block. It came in a nice little in a nice little box. I took it out, came pre-installed with batteries. It's got this nice little stand on here. I can see the one thing that is kind of odd is the placement of this power cable. I think that came up in another video I was watching. It is kind of an odd place to put it because unless you have it standing, you can't charge it. To get into the back, it's just nice little, it's like this butcher block kind of a texture to it. It's got 4 little tabs on there that are magnets because this is magnetic. You can see, yep. Which is great. I like that. So you can take that off of there. It comes with 4 AA batteries. Let's flip it back over. Comes with 4 meat probes. This one comes with a repeater. And then it comes with these little tabs for the actual probes that you can label the probes with, so you know which one's which. Also on the actual probe, you'll see that there's a number. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. There's a number on the actual probe itself, and they're labeled. This is a little spring kind of a catch here. So when you're putting the probe in, don't try and put it in this way. It won't fit. All you do is you just slide it up. Oop. Slide it up and press in. It's got these little catches on there. This is how you charge it. The repeater itself, it's built into the probe and into the block, which I think is pretty nice. I'll go ahead. I won't go through how to pair this thing. I did prepare my block to this other cell phone. Now you'll wonder why. Well, first off, let me say this about this meter block and just give a caveat. If you're new to my channel, I am a software engineer by trade, so I have a bit more technical aptitude than most folks that may buy this thing here. So I did have a little bit of a challenge getting this thing set up, but it wasn't because of the block. It was because of the wireless AP that I was using. So I have 2 access points in my house that broadcast different APs. One broadcasts an AP that is strictly a 5G AP. The other one broadcasts an AP that's 2.4 gigahertz AP. That one's in the basement. The other one, I have a Ubiquiti Unified Pro AP that I've had for years, and it does a wonderful job. It's got really powerful radios on there. And that's what I ended up, after having some challenges with keeping the block attached to my, connected to my wireless, I went ahead and switched the AP up, and I haven't had any issues since then. But I've got this other cell phone. Now it's 2021, y'all. If you're like me, you've had cell phones for a while now, and you got at least one of these things kind of laying around here. I was going to give this to my 15-year-old, but she is got to earn her own. So this one's just kind of laying around, and so I'm going to use this one. What I did was I set up the meter block from scratch using the spare device. And on the device that I'm talking to you on now, That's the device that I use for my cloud connection when I'm out of the house and all that kind of stuff. So you don't have to go and invest in a second cell phone. If you've got an old one just kind of lying around that still functions just fine, just use that one. So I'll go ahead and turn this one on here and show you how I kind of got that configured. And I'll show you a couple of different things here. So I'll go ahead and turn that on, and I'll turn this cell phone on too. And my plan is to fix this somewhere not permanent but semi-permanent, so that it's close to here, to the block here. So while that's booting up over there, I'm gonna go ahead and actually put this on the stand because it's easier to see it. You're not seeing the reflection of my ceiling fan lamp in here. There we go. Okay. So what I did to configure this device, and I'll go ahead and get this one set up here. Bam. Okay, this device has no connection to, it doesn't even have a connection to, it has no service. There's no service on this phone. But what I do have is a nice wireless signal. So what I've done, when I set this block up, I had this block connected to my 2.4 gigahertz. I had this phone connected to my 2.4 gigahertz connection so that I could pair up my meter block to that Wi-Fi connection. So I'm going to go ahead and click use Wi-Fi on my block. You see all four of the probes are matched up. Oh, I actually sent it off, y'all. All four of the probes are hooked up. Click use Wi-Fi again. All four of them pair. Eventually here. And there's that one. You see my wireless signal up here in the upper left, and then that's the cloud signal. That's the cloud signal there in the middle, and then there on the right is the battery power. So you see all four of the wireless transmitters are connected to the block. Next step is I downloaded the Meter app on this phone here, and I'll go ahead and launch it. And as you can see, it's already connected to this device here. So it's paired to use on this device alone. Now, once you get the wireless Wi-Fi hooked up into this one, you can then switch your wireless to go into whatever wireless network that you need to. Right now, I am hooked into my 5G network on this phone here, which is just fine. So then that way I know I've got connection on this phone at all times. The next step, and here I'll just take, let me do it this way. Let me just actually start a kind of a cook here. So I'll click that, I'll say set up cook, and I'll do a custom cook down here. Come on. There we go. I'll just set it to a really low range. I like this dial kind of a function here. I'm going to do this here. I'll put cook name optional. And I'll just say practice. Practice. Ooh. Cook. Trying to do this one-handed through the phone here. Done. I'll put an alert on there. And you'll see all of these alerts on here. I won't go into those. I'll just hit back. And then I can just say, start cook. So now is where I would insert the probe into the meat. I like how this thing tells you everything step by step by step here. So let's do it this way. So I'm going to take a probe out and just kind of set it to the side here. And let's say we actually put it into a piece of food here. Start cook. Start cook. Start cook. I don't think I'm pressing it the right way there. Just set it down there. There we go. So now what it does is it's going to estimate the cooking time, and you'll see the temperature. And I just have it in my hand. I'm just going to hold it in my hand. Also, you see this line here. That's where you slide the meat into. So I'm just going to hold it in my hand. And the back of the probe is your ambient temperature. And then obviously your food goes here. So you'll see here, the temperature is starting to go up just based on the heat in my hand. Go. So now I'm going to show you, and then it's got this little graph here. If you press the graph, it's got a nice little graph that shows you the temp going up and stuff like that. I like this part here, so you can see how much it's spiking and stuff. You can see up here, there's the peak temperature and the target temp that I set there. Shows you how long the cook's going for and stuff like that. And you can also scroll in here to see at what time you achieved a certain temp. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on this device that I have in my hand, the setup of it running. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do here, hey, that's me. Turn that off. So the next thing I'm going to do, actually I will put myself on there. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and go to my meter app here. Meter, there it is. And you'll see there we are at the top there. And I can click on this and I can see it's estimating the cooking time. It doesn't have an ambient temp yet because I think there's a range for the ambient temperature. So to get that, I'd have to actually be cooking something here. I click here and see the elapsed time that has passed in that particular probe. I can scroll through my other probes and see. I can also check this graph here. Actually, let me do this. So there we go. So I can also check this here. I can scroll through like I did before here, and I can see my starting temps, and I can see how they spiked. You can see my target temp there. I can actually, let me drag that down. I can actually hit back here and then come up here and click this, and I can say view alerts. I can set this alert here. I can come down here and say web link, and I can share this here. This is new. I've not seen this. See what this does. I don't know what this is doing. Share cook. this is where I would take a photo of the cook, and I can share the graph and everything else and put a picture on there. I'm not going to do that right now. Let me go back to this web link here because this is new. Share cook. With the cook feature, you can track your cook in real time on your Mac, Windows PC. Oh, your cook on big screen TV. So I can go to a browser. And this is actually connecting into my Meter Cloud, and it's showing my cook real time right now. So if I come down and I'm going to put the probe, I've taken the probe out of my hand and I'm going to put it back into the charger here. Oh no, I'm going to leave it alone. Actually, let's just wave it around here. Let's kind of cool it down a little bit. And you see the temperature is starting to go down some. I can see on my device here that the temperature, okay, no, I don't know if you all can see that or not. The temperature shows what it shows. And the temperature on my cooker, if I scroll down here, I can look. I don't know what I just did there. And so I can see, it's not kind of the best graph, but you can do it in English and all that kind of stuff. You can pick your temperature setting, Celsius or Fahrenheit. So you'll see, like right now on my device, I see 88 internal, and on, yep, it's gone down to 88 there. You see it going down here. So let me go back to that meter. And this matches here. We can see real time here, it going down. You can see our peak temperatures up there. So I'm going to, here, let me do the photo thing too. So let me just take a photo here. I'm just going to take a quick photo. Not of me, not of me. I'm going to take a real quick photo, because up there you can see right here, you can see that it looks like it's on the grill there. So I'm just going to take a quick photo of that. Say okay. And I can show the graph on this and show exactly where it was at. I can say share. And I can email that or text that. Let's just text it to myself here and see what it looks like. Bam. Bam. Well, that's actually pretty awesome. All right. So we're going back to this. Yeah. And so getting this all set up, actually, like I said, there was a bit of a learning curve there, a small learning curve there. But like I said, after I got the second device configured, no issues here. And I'm actually, all I've got to do is I can take, let me get off of my Wi-Fi here, because I'm actually on my Wi-Fi. Now, the one thing I did notice that when you switch from your wireless to Wi-Fi, if you switch back and forth, sometimes you lose your connectivity. At least I did at one point in time, but it doesn't seem that I have at this time. Let's just, and maybe that was because I didn't have a cook going on. I'm going to put the, probe back in my hand here again, and let's see if it goes back up in temperature again. So on my attached device, it says 89 degrees. Oh, there it goes. Yep. 91, 92, 93. Yep, there it goes. I'm gonna rub the probe a little bit here and see if that makes a difference. Maybe that'll heat it up a little bit more. 96, 97, 98, 99. Oh yeah, that's making a difference. I'm Mr. Miyagi in this sucker here. 100. 101. Who knew that the human body could generate that much heat from just friction? I'm just rubbing my hands together here. Oh yeah. So that raised the temperature quite a bit. Now I've got the probe out of my hand again. I'm going to wave the probe around to cool it down and see how fast it drops. They're actually in sync. And like I said, on my device that I'm recording on right now, I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm actually wireless. So I could be in my car or another location or whatever the case may be, and I'd see this real time. All right. Well, let's go ahead and stop the cook. So I can click up here. I'm going to say cancel cook. Say yep. And on my remote device or on my attached device, it just stopped the cook as well. And so now it says no cook setup here. And it also says no cook setup here as well. And then on the meter device or on the block, my little picture went away of the little barbecue grill actually smoking the meat. So yeah, I mean, I messed around with it and, during my lunch hour from work, got it kind of configured, was a little puzzled at a couple of things, but once I got it there, that was it. Now, one thing I'm going to do, just so that you can see, let me hit the probe back into there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn off the block. The block puts itself to sleep if it's not cooking anything. I'm going to turn the block off. You should see all of these kind of gray themselves out, both on this device and on my cloud device as well. Eventually. Maybe. Yes, no. Maybe it takes a minute or two. It says it's still connected, but the block is off. And maybe it just takes a minute for it to update. So maybe there's some latency there. But in any case, I can actually go through here. Move my head to the side here. And I can see if it's connected or not. It's very strange. Oh, there it goes. So on the cloud device, it grayed out first. It hadn't even grayed out. Oop. It hadn't even, oh, there it goes there. So it takes a couple, like a minute or two for it to update so that it notified that the block was no longer connected. So all in all, I'm really ready to cook with this thing. I missed out because on the chicken that I did the other day, I just didn't have enough charge in it. So I'm curious to see how this is going to work in my in my smoker and kind of go from there. I'm excited to use this. And what we might do in another video is do a water bath test to see if you know, how well the temp does and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I might forego that. Alrighty. Well, that is this video, and hopefully you saw something very simple. So just in retrospect, again, what I did was I went ahead and got, I guess not. I went ahead and got the extra device set up, used it to pair directly to the meter block, got that all configured. I even opened up a port, y'all, on my network, thinking maybe that I could do something direct, but I guess that was a little too high speed there. So, because I know the IP address of the device, so I was like, maybe I can just tunnel right into the device and hit it directly, but it didn't work that way. So anyway, yeah. And then the other thing I have on this device here, on the spare device, is I've got it configured so that all I need to do when I open up this phone, you'll notice that I've got my meter down there. All I have to do is just open up my meter, authenticate with my thumb, and boom, there we go. It's already running. So I've always got access to it. So I plan to kind of mount this somewhere where it's kind of up on a wall or something like that, or in a case on a wall, and then get somewhere where the block can sit right next to it or something like that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. So, all right. Well, hopefully this video finds you well. Like, share, subscribe. I'll be making more videos the closer that I get to getting the Lone Star Grill upright insulated vertical cabinet smoker. I think I'm like halfway there, y'all. The closer I get to making that video, I'll do like a delivery day video or that, you know, or some other stuff, and kind of go from there. Alrighty. Well, until then, bless you. Peace.